All right, let's get it started. Now we've got Caleb, Drake, Jaden Daniels.
There it
All right,
goes.
that's a little bit better. All right, what's the play here? Do we trade for the set? We haven't traded in a minute.
We haven't?
I feel like we haven't traded in a while. We talked to Minnesota. They're interested. 11-23 for 4.
I feel like we trade every time.
I do too. I feel like we haven't done a stick and pick draft for a while.
All right, smartass. We're going to go Marvin then. How about Joe Alt?
No, as I said, that would be.
How dare you?
That would be tough. This is the hold the line draft.
Hold the line. Marvin Harrison Jr. Pick 4.
TL.
Malik, JJ McCarthy. Oh, the Vikings are just crying in their pajamas. JJ McCarthy going 6th to the Giants.
They take Quinyon Mitchell.
Woof. See, I told you that Quinyon Mitchell's prime for pick 11.
Wait, where's Michael Penix? Is he still on the board?
Bo Nix to the Vikings at 23. God help you, Vikings fans. All right, Arizona Cardinals have a couple quality options here, including Kool-Aid McKinstry. Our guy Max from PFF says this would be best case scenario. Bo, you push back on that. What do you think the Cardinals would do in this scenario?
Man, you got a lot of really intriguing prospects on the board, especially at the interior offensive line position. Jackson Powers Johnson. You got Zach Frazier down the board. Tyler Guyton, the tackle on the board as well. Could maybe we know he's athletic. He played wasn't he a D end at one point, or was he a tight end convert? But like, he's athletic for a guy that plays the tackle position. And then you look at both some corners. You got Braden Fisk. I think Jackson Powers Johnson is maybe the play for the Cardinals. Put him at guard for a couple of years, and with you got Yelda Froholt under contract for one more year, and then he could slide over, be your center for the future.
I love it.
He abused Arizona State in that game. If you've seen those highlights, he abused a lot of teams. He played his best football at the end of the year.
I think he fits like the culture. He's a fiery guy. He's a lot like Jonathan Gannon.
In Mobile, like he was like getting amped up like it was the Super Bowl for day one of practice. It was crazy to see.
A lot of people say this about me as a fire hydrant like build with short arms and a barrel chest. I try to keep my belly at a minimum, though. All right, Jackson Powers Johnson. I believe that is the right choice as well. Best interior offensive lineman in my book. You get him at 27. That's a good consolation prize, gentlemen, for no edge rusher, and there remains no edge rusher here. At least one of no.
My old.
I'll give you credit. You were ahead of the curve on that. We took him too early in the mock draft. Now I see him at the end of some first round mocks right now. So I'll give you some credit there. You were ahead of the curve.
It's not that bad, but to act like it's the worst thing ever is like the funniest thing. To me.
I mean, it haunts my dreams. It does haunt my dreams. I like Fisk here potentially. Sanistril maybe, but I think the front 7 is where the Arizona Cardinals would potentially. Oh no, is Michael Penix still on the board?
Michael Penix, nice showing against Michigan and all those NFL defenders. Michael Penix, oh my God, we talked about it. ASU, 50 grade. Sorry, I just had to pull that up. My mistake. I had to grave dance on some people earlier that were clamoring for Michael Penix to be a top 15 pick.
So we're going to go with Braden Fisk here, the interior defensive lineman. What do you think here?
Yeah, I mean, like that's the chalk pick
for 35. Do we feel like maybe we could get some? I don't hate
that idea. We haven't ever looked at a trade. The Chargers are interested, so you go 35.
Where are they?
They're at 37.
Okay, so just trade back 2 spots, not bad.
Yeah, you probably get pick 105 here, which is top of the 4th round. Pick 69. What's this here? Yeah, could you get a 2020? You get 2025 pick. I don't know if we have the appetite for that. Who else is interested? A lot of people are interested.
I mean, how about third? You get a future 3rd for just moving back 2 spots. You could probably still get Braden Fisk.
I want to get picks this year. Packers have a lot of picks. What about 4? You go back 6 spots and you get 88.
Okay. Another top 100 pick, top 90.
Oh, yeah, my friend. And the trade's been accepted here. There's some cornerbacks that I think the Cardinals would dabble with. Jordan Morgan's gone. Fisk has not gone yet. Still available. Wow. Wheeling, dealing like only we can. I don't know. I think Fisk is a better prospect.
Yeah, he's an athletic freak. Had an awesome combine.
Let's do it. Cardinals now with an unprecedented 4 third-round picks here. Any temptation to move up at all, Bo?
Who would you want to get? You can pause.
Well, let's see who's available, because I definitely think one of these 4 picks needs to be a wideout, if I'm allowed to say that.
I mean, I like Kyrie Jackson, the corner out of Oregon. I also like Braylon Trice, local product, who played collegiately at Washington. I like those 2 picks right there. I don't like your idea of a wide receiver.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is the sweet spot. They did it at the top of the 3rd round last year. I think corner is the good move. Developmental guy. He's a big kid. He's 6'3", 195 of a press man cornerback, that being his skill set. And he's got some raw tools, and he played his best football at the beginning of the year against some lesser competition. But I trust Jonathan Gannon, and this is basically chalk of where he should be picked. And we've already taken a receiver. We've already taken an interior lineman, and we're not going off-ball linebacker or safety. So Kyrie Jackson, I think, is a nice quality pick. 2 players from Oregon in this draft for the Cardinals. And you know what? I don't hate it, because Oregon was a really good team this year, Bo.
That's right. They competed with Washington, and I think they got a pretty good edge rusher here, a guy in Braylon Trice that you can make with your second of 4 third-round picks.
Yeah, I think this is also the play abused ASU. The only player that didn't abuse ASU this year was Michael Penix. It's crazy. All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll go Trice here. The board's kind of fallen into place for us here.
Yeah.
And
what's up with Deuce? His $2 super chat. I respect throwing some money down, but rename this episode "If Keim Were to GM this draft."
Damon, can I ask you a question? Why are the Dolphins forfeiting this pick here?
Because Brian Flores is a snitch. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I had never noticed that.
Because of an unprecedented witch hunt by the NFL to make us forfeit picks because of tampering.
I want to take a running back here. I'm just full transparency. I want a running back. Am I a sick man?
A little bit. I mean, we got Jackson. If you missed it today, Antonio Hamilton signed with the Falcons. So you're looking for some corner help. I would much rather have a Brendan Rice.
I was about to say the same thing.
Well, you're going to get him at 90. So can we take a beat here? Trey Benson, Brendan Rice. You talk about some star power.
Yeah, but Benson's just not going to. When's he going to get an opportunity? Well, I guess James Conner will inevitably miss time, and he's going to be, and he'll probably be gone after this year. Could be his successor.
I mean, a lot of people think this is the best running back in the college football class. He's 20. He'll be 22 when the season starts. He's got a build like James Conner. I'm very much of the mindset like Kyler Murray needs a big physical back. I think Monty's earned this one, that you can say, you know what, we're going to get a bell cow. And then you've got he and Michael Carter Jr. ready to spell James Conner. If this is going to be an offense that goes north and south, I have no issue with this.
So here, let's take some inventory real quick. We've got Marvin Harrison Jr. at 4. We took an interior offensive lineman at 27. At 35, we did a mini trade down. At 41, we took a interior defensive lineman, correct? We took Fisk, and then we took a corner, and then we took an edge. So I guess you could make a case, but you want to go back-to-back offensive players here.
Yeah, because I think we've gone how many straight defenders? 3 or 4 picks straight of defenders. So I think this balances it out. This is the perfect time to take a back, because I'm going to tell you right now, there's going to be a run on running backs at the beginning of day 3, but you do have pick 105 tomorrow. So you could wait conceivably, but what else are you going to do here? You're going to go developmental tackle. You're going to go another defensive lineman. I think any player that you pick, running back or otherwise, is going to be depth. This is depth territory now.
Or you continue to just try to rebuild the defense, but okay, let's go. You take the running back that you want to take.
I like Trey Benson over Bucky Irving. I think Bucky Irving's a little bit overrated. Plus, we can't take 3 players out of Oregon.
I'm surprised that Benson is ranked below Bucky Irving. Like, Irving did not have a good combine. He's not big.
Corum already went.
Yeah.
Let's see if any other running backs have gone so far. I haven't seen any. I think Corum was the first running back to go.
I think I saw Jalen Wright.
Oh, that's right, out of Tennessee. He did go earlier. Gross. I would say, Bo, like in any other situation, I would defer to the defensive line, but there just isn't. If I go to defensive line, there's just not a defensive line that I would take here.
I honestly don't know if there's a lot of room for the defensive line. Like,
okay,
you add Fisk on top of what you've added this offseason. I don't know if you need to add that much more. So yeah, Green's intriguing out of Florida State.
I remember him when they played against LSU, and he was really good that day when they whipped up on LSU. But he's an older player.
It took Jackson. You would be taking like you would be doing on the offensive side of the ball. You would be taking a guy as a depth piece.
A corner who had a good day against LSU's receivers is pretty impressive.
All right, I'm gonna say, okay, let's put down the Game Boy and let's read a book and let's better ourselves for the future. I'll take a corner from Florida State and just say, you know what, I'm gonna take my medicine.
I was actually content with Trey Benson.
Well, we can't have him now. We have to take Brendan Rice. That's the mock draft rule.
I think you can take Benson now. You have Marv.
Yeah, Marv heals everything. Back-to-back Florida State players. That'd be pretty wild. Brendan Rice going to the Ravens. All right, let's see. We went pretty chalk on this. I would imagine that PFF's going to like our mock, Bo.
I thought we were making sweet music today. Marvin Harrison Jr., Jackson Powers Johnson, he got below an A. He got a B+.
We took 3 players from Florida State. I didn't even realize that.
What's that? Oh, yeah.
Florida State did go undefeated. They had a good year. They played in the ACC, though. That's a problem.
Braden Fisk in a mini trade down at 41. Kyrie Jackson at 66. Braylon Trice, the edge out of Washington at 71. The extra pick we picked up, 88th overall. Renardo Green, we take the corner out of Florida State. And then the FSU running back, James Conner's successor, Trey Benson, pick 90.
No SEC players. I didn't even realize we were doing it in real time. I'll tell you what, you asked me about perfect draft, like at the beginning. You land those 3 players. That's my perfect draft. I think I said as much. Like Marvin, a top defensive lineman, whether it's Johnny Newton or a top interior offensive lineman, and then you flip the positions. You go D-line or O-line at that next position. Obviously, we didn't do 35, but I think these classes lend itself to that way better because, as you mentioned, you get Marvin there, then everything else can just kind of fall organically to you. You don't get Marvin at 4. I think we're chugging, Pepto-Bismol for the rest of the draft weekend. We're anal about the rest of this draft. I felt very calm and relaxed during this draft.
Yep. It takes a lot of the pressure off to find studs later in the draft, which is not easy to do. It's not easy to do without games being played. Like, sure, guys will emerge potentially, right? But the odds that a guy that in the middle of the first round or late in the first round is going to be a top talent, it's not as likely. Everybody loves this is the HTL draft right here. This is the hold the line draft. Marvin Harrison Jr. goes 4th overall. And you could breathe, as you said, you breathe a sigh of relief the rest of the draft.
Can you imagine, real talk, you had Marvin Harrison Jr. outside, Jackson Powers Johnson at left guard, and Trey Benson as James Conner's successor? The offense would need to be big time. Yes. Big time explosive plays. And you need to pick up where you left off at the end of last year. Like, we all know what this defense is. It's a work in progress, right? And you got to hit on some developmental pieces. The offense, if you're Drew Petzing, you better be good to go. Jackson Powers Johnson's a lot of people's interior darling, and we know what Marv can do. You say hold the line. I just think any mock or any scenario you get Marvin Harrison Jr. is the house money grab.